Dirty folks, dirty folks, dirty folks. No soap, no soap, no soap.
Hey, what's up, Oak?
No doubt. Dirty Folks podcast. I'm Dirty Folks. The podcast that allows you to contact the podcast and be part of the conversation. Today we got Mitch Snyder on the phone and we're gonna chop it up about life, love, and other bullshit. What's going on, Mitch?
Oh, nothing too much. I'm doing good. Glad to be part of the podcast.
Man, I appreciate you being the first co-host.
Definitely an honor.
Earlier, man, what were we talking about?
I think it was about teaching in America, and at least that's what I gained from it. And teaching, and we were just talking about who do you remember, especially for public school teachers. Who do you remember, and who impacted you, and who helped you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, everybody has favorite teachers, but um one of the teachers that impacted me I actually had two. Both of them were men teachers. I can only think of one woman teacher that actually impacted my life, and I didn't even understand what she was doing for me until I was grown. And that was my third grade teacher, Miss Brown, and she had us singing the Black National Anthem. And I didn't realize how pro-black she was until I was grown. Because
Hmm.
when you're like 7 years old, you just figure you got to do this to get through the class. But
Yeah.
I remember in high school, well, actually three. I remember in grammar school, it was my basketball coach, Mr. Morris. He imparted life lessons. And to this day, I actually spoke to Mr. Morris like 2 or 3 years ago, and he still remembered me. He was like, "Yeah, Oak, you the dude that dribble left-handed." That was 30 years ago. I was in elementary school. I was like, wow.
Oh,
Like
damn.
that's how much he cares about the kids he had an effect on. I was like, wow, okay. Um The next one was my drafting teacher in high school. His name was Mr. Brown, which was funny because he was GD, and we knew he was a gangster disciple because he had pitchforks written in ink pen on all his jeans. It was the craziest shit, right?
Four.
But
Yeah,
I
he had
remember
forks written on there.
pitchforks. He had
Pitchforks.
gang banging pitchforks and 6 point stars in ink pen on his jeans that I guess he did a drafting class. Anyway, but
Oh, there.
I remember I got suspended one day, and I got suspended one of those suspensions that's not really a suspension. It's just like you can't come back to school until your parent comes. And I never
Yeah.
told my parents, so I was like, "Fuck it," but I was still going to school and shit. And I remember him catching me in the hallway one day, and he was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Who's you?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't remember you." And I'm like, "What?" He says, "That's what life is gonna be if you keep fucking up." He said, "Man,
Hmm.
nobody remember the failures."
Damn.
And I'll never forget that. He also taught me how to use a T square, but I'll never forget that life lesson. It was an immediate smack in the face. Like, yo, I need to get my shit right.
Nobody remembers the failures.
Nobody remembers the failures, man. And and I remember my world geography teacher, Mr. Chorus. And I only remember him, to be honest with you, because I had a fight in his class. And but dude was fucking with me. He was talking slick shit, and I just stole on him, and I just kept swinging till somebody broke it up. And I remember getting a 3 day suspension, and I went back um, to my grandparents' house. And when I got to my grandparents' house, Mr. Chorus was drinking tea in my grandmother's living room, and I walked in like, "What the fuck?" And at that moment,
First time I've used it, but it's acting it's showing that it's working.
alrighty then.
Do you want to do another intro, or do you want to just keep going with the conversation? We can edit it later, or
We'll keep going. We're good.
okay. And I know one, at least one lady that's a decent secretary, a single mother, but she's a white woman from Florida. She's pretty cool. Maybe she can help us a little bit. She's just fun and very helpful. Good secretary.
for those who don't know, I love a good secretary. A secretary is the lifeblood of every righteous cause. With every. You have never gone to an office and met the person that you went to go see, and the secretary didn't run the office. They know the office better than the person who hired her.
Huh, the lifeblood.
This is why. When you get outside of liberal women, liberal women are just stupid. They're just perpetual toddlers, right? It's like 8 and 4-year-olds with teeth. But how life works is, a man with ambition, a man takes care of the big stuff, and women take care of the small stuff. So if I want to go out here and earn money and buy a house, that's what I do. But the woman on your side makes sure that everybody's fed, that the home is clean and comfortable for me to come to, that even if you're paying the bills, if they understand how much is allotted, it's a teamwork situation. She is a point guard. You're Michael Jordan or LeBron James or Shaquille O'Neal. You're the scorer. You're the marquee player. But she facilitates to the point to make you look better. She's the Steve Nash. She's a great secretary. She's the Steve Nash. 10 points with 150,000 assists.
Oh, wow.
Liberal women just want to play a game with 21. They just play ball. They don't have a team concept. They're like, I got the ball, I'm going to rebound the ball, I'm going to shoot the ball, I'm going to grip the ball, I'm going to go through you. Yay, I scored. They don't have a concept. You've never met a liberal woman that plays a sport. They've never played basketball, volleyball, soccer, water.
But are there? There's so many young female athletes, and they're all being indoctrinated in that feminist ideology.
Female athletes play basketball, and basketball girls are dykes. You've never seen a girl play a sport that she has to cooperate. Basketball is a very masculine sport for women. They don't even adapt it. Even when you watch lingerie football, they make it feminine. When girls play basketball, they're trying to be just like men. It's a masculine thing. That teamwork doesn't help you.
Oh, that kind of masculine teamwork isn't very helpful?
Nobody needs to be with a woman who wants to be more of a man than a man. Here's the thing about men. This is what makes men so awesome. Men understand hierarchy. Even if they don't understand it to be hierarchy, they fall in line. Right?
Yeah.
If you're 100 air, you fall in line to a 10,000 air. Because you want to soak up his knowledge, you want to understand his resources, his network, you want to understand how to become a 10,000 air. 10,000 air talk to millionaires for the same reason, right?
Yeah.
But not only that, listen to the people who fell off. Because a lot of valuable information is not in what you should do, but what you shouldn't do. A crackhead can tell you not to smoke crack. When men step up, men follow the hierarchy. It doesn't matter if you're Michael Jordan or Steve Kerr. You still got to championship your brand. You just play your position. Teamwork is hierarchy. If you know which position playing your role, if you play multiple roles like LeBron James can play probably 3 different positions well. He can play 5, but he can play 3 well. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward. Well, even if he can play multiple positions and do multiple things, he still plays his position in the floor of the game. Good than men.
Although I think he's a little bit of a little bit effeminate, and he is doesn't I don't think he understands hierarchy quite like some of the past other people you mentioned, especially if you're talking about Jordan or other guys.
LeBron James is very talented, but he's very passive aggressive. Like a woman, he's very passive aggressive. I won't call him a feminist, but I will call him globalist.
Globalist, yeah.
As a man, men are tribal. It doesn't matter what tribe you are. tribes start very small and grow big. And this is something that was lost with baby boomers, but generally speaking, tribes are small to big, right? So I can identify as I am my father's son. So my tribe is my family, right?
Yeah.
And then I can go outside of that and say, yo, this is my neighborhood, so my tribe is outside Chicago. Then I can embrace that and say, go bigger and say, yo, I've also been a student organization member, I've been a Mason, I've been a Boy Scout. So if I'm a Boy Scout, my tribe is 429. I don't care about, I'm a Boy Scout in the general sex, but even under the Boy Scouts, I'm in the subset to 429. 429 is just everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's my lives. You know what I'm saying? My lives against every other life. Then you get bigger, it says Chicago against anybody. I'm from Chicago. When you go out of town, I'm from Chicago. Chicago against anybody. Then when you go out the country, I'm an American. If I'm in France, I'm American. So I can expand my tribe based on where I am, but men are tribal.
Yeah, naturally.
Naturally tribal. It doesn't mean you have to go to war against other tribes. You can trade with other tribes, or you can just appreciate the culture of other tribes, but men are tribal. Women are not. So effeminate men are not because they have effeminate energy.
Oh, global. Global versus tribal.
They're global. If you're dealing with a woman who likes thugs, she'll have a baby by motherfuckers in 3 different games. You got to damn near call a truce to go see your kids on Friday. You have a PC, it's a GD, a vice lord, and a Latin disciple in the fucking living room trying to pick up their 3 different colored kids and 3 different last names. And you got to damn near call the truce. Like, yo, man, I'm just coming to do my kid, bro. Like, we can gang bang tomorrow. Let me go. Because women have no concept of loyalty to anything. Women are only loyal to her emotions.
So tribalism is about loyalty, globalism is about emotions, or what?
Globalism is about acceptance.
Loyalty versus acceptance.
When you're a globalist, you want everybody to like you. People don't even know you, you want them to like you. When you're tribal, you don't give a fuck. You said, I'm doing this for me and mine. I had these conversations. I had a conversation on Facebook earlier with a young lady who was talking about some fucking black people need to come together and Mr. Charlie stopping black people from coming together, and every time blacks have a leader, white people kill them. And I said, no, that's not it. A killer doesn't care about dying. You see what I'm saying? The reason that black men don't want to be martyrs is because they know nobody's going to ride for them. They ain't going to do shit. Trayvon Martin, them are still walking around. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you do to a male, there'll be a lot of black women that say he probably deserves it. There'll be a lot of black men that say he's in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nobody's going to ride. If motherfuckers was riding when they killed Martin Luther King, everybody should have gone to spot up. When they shot that motherfucker off the balcony, everybody in that bitch should have had pistols running to the other fucking hotel where the shots came from, ready to irk anybody that came through that locker. But they didn't. You were right there, dude. You holding his fucking chest, looking up in the sky at some helicopter that's obviously got you on the surveillance or some shit. Because or somebody else's balcony, but somebody already looking at you. You up there taking pictures for the can before the gram, but ain't anybody riding. You know what I'm saying? When the great thing about gangs, when gangs have structure is, if you fuck with one of the folks, one of the moles, one of the lords, one of the snows, one of the stones, one of the snakes, one of the kings, whatever, if you fuck with one of mine, we coming back 50 deep and let you know ours ain't somebody to be fucked with.
Yeah.
The fact that nobody's going to ride. If you're a cattleman, if you, and I can't think of his name right now, but the Bundy,
the white guy,
Bundy down in Nevada, and you say, man, I'm gonna fuck with your cow, and he can go get all his guys with ARs and rifles and say, you ain't taking a cow. Oh shit, our cow's gonna be right here. Get out of there. if people had that type of support, they'd stand up. Black people wouldn't know the shit or make posts and make you a martyr, and you'll be on a T-shirt for 3 days until the next thing is out something. Nobody wants to be a martyr for that bullshit.
Yeah, it's not worth dying for. It's not worth it dying for the temporary.
It's not worth dying for if you're not going to laugh for me. If I know that my death will bring life, that when I die, everybody's going to go, fuck my life. But if you kill me and nothing's going to happen, then I have enough. I know you're not going to laugh for me. And that's what I, because there's a lot of alpha black men. There's a lot of guys who say, yo, this is what I want to do. And the biggest, for the record though, we're supposed to be talking about Chicago school closing. but I want to continue. So one of the biggest things that happens is, and I don't care what ethnicity you are, it works worse for black people because we're the Canadian of coal mine, but no matter what heterosexual male you are, the women will stop you from your purpose. Like some liberal chicks, they're like, you don't need to do that. Well, you know in your heart we need to do that. So you end up in a situation where people say, man, what about your kids? What about sex? This is why they want your leaders politically to be married. So that you don't be some man shit and be like, fuck them. That you have some chick like, well, what about your kids? They're always trying to hit you with empathy and shame tactics.
Huh. Yeah, I always kind of thought about that. I was always like, just kind of, I wanted to have kids. I want children, but I'm also really happy that I don't have children. And I was even telling some friends a while back that, like, I told my friends I don't have friends. It's my statement. I don't have friends. So like, no one can ever threaten me and say, oh, we're gonna kill your friends. Like I don't have friends. I have people that know me, but I have no friends. I have no one like that you can threaten. Was one way I was looking at things.
That's not really about existence like this. I mean, they can call me and tell me that my kids, my parents, I don't give a fuck. Alright? Because if you got them, you're looking for me. So I'm the key. It doesn't matter what happens to them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's an emotional thing that carries your life for somebody else if you can't do what you do.
To trade your life with someone else who can't do what you can do?
Yeah. What's the life? What if they kill them anyway? Fuck it. But that brings us to the public school situation, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, Chicago Public Schools is on strike right now. And, I have a chart, and it listed all the municipal jobs in Chicago. Chicago City teachers start off between $54,000 to $120,000 a year, depending on how many qualifications they have and how many degrees and blah, blah, blah. That is the highest starting rate for any municipal position. Whether it's police officer, fireman, mail person, whatever. So you make them, I've never seen the post office go on strike. I've never seen the police go on strike.
Didn't it happen like 20 years ago? Didn't the post office, 20, 30 years ago?
The airlines and the post office strike, but the post office never went on strike. They threatened to strike, and then the government made an agenda that certain officers can't go on strike.
But
you have to have police officers. You have to have firemen. You have to have paramedics. You have to have mail. You have to.
But then apparently you don't have to have teachers.
And then you have it. You understand what I'm saying? So now you have teachers that earn more than anybody else. And then how do you earn $2,000 more this year next closest compared to ours? And you only work 9 months a year. And you're complaining that you need more money to be less. Because think about when teachers got paid less per capita, like just if you include standard of living increases and all that shit.
Yeah.
And teachers earn less. Kids knew more. I remember mandatory I had to take a language. I took Spanish. A lot of my friends took French. You had to take a language. You had to take X amount of elective courses. So it was like library, whatever it is. But you had to take elective courses. Because there's only 4 core courses, but there's 9 periods in a day.
Yeah.
You take 9 studies a day. So you have to take a certain amount of courses. You have to take a language. You have to take some type of technical skill, whether it's computers or typing or whatever the case may be, drafting, whatever. There was mandatory curriculum, and then there was elective curriculum that had to add up to enough credits in order for you to graduate.
Yeah.
Now you don't have those criteria anymore. So they split that up. The kids don't have young, you know, it's just crazy because they kind of never because their mama can't say, look, kids don't have young, you know what I'm saying? They got libraries, but there's no mandatory reading because the Dewey Decimal System is a thing in the past. Talk to somebody under 25 about the Dewey Decimal System. They're not going to know what you're talking about. Everything's electronic. So libraries is like they're obsolete. Like they're removing all these things. None of the kids in public school are bilingual. They're taking away all this shit, but they're asking for more money. And then they're asking for more counselors and more security because parents don't want to pay. So it's a parenting problem, not a teaching problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to get paid, you want to be a babysitter than be a teacher. You're a job that has all the answers in the back of the book. That's if you go 9 hours a year because they sit on the farmer's calendar. And then at some point in time, you have to reach the crop and sow the crop. So that was June through September or August or the case may be. So they got 2.5 months off to help their parents down. So you're still on the farming calendar, and you get paid more than people that work 12 months a year. And kids know less.
It's a crazy profession. And like you said, that or like I was thinking that, like, you know, the kids had their parents involved. Kids had a father with years ago, a generation ago, 2 generations ago. You know, kids would have their father around and would have some basis of discipline and some basis of knowledge and intelligence. But now it's just, you know, a lot of single mother children in single mother environments, or even where the father is there but not as involved. And so it's much less. The students aren't able to produce quite as much, or receive even the little information that's given by the teachers. The more female teachers that we have now. Now I'm assuming, I don't know the exact statistics, but I would assume that women.
98% of teachers are women. 1% are gay men.
Oof.
So it's like 99% of them.
Damn. In Chicago or nationwide?
In Chicago. I couldn't tell you the stats nationwide, but Chicago's a very liberal city. So I would imagine if you live in one of the top, any city with an NFL team, probably around the same ratio.
I wonder if Cleveland's any good. I wonder if they still, maybe they have the best education system. They seem like they're somewhat masculine, Cleveland. You know, they've got an NFL team.
Cleveland is a city of everything. I've been to Detroit. Detroit doesn't have Detroit downtown looks like the Wild West. It's just tumbleweed. Cleveland is a city of everything. It looks like back alley Mississippi. Here's the thing about Cleveland. Cleveland only looks good when you're watching a sports game. And we get off the topic, but if you ever visit Cleveland, Cleveland has the Brown Stadium, the Indian Stadium, the Cavaliers Stadium, all 3 on a 4-block radius. Like, you're at a intersection.
Yeah.
So the northeast corner would be the Indians, the northwest corner would be the Browns, the southwest corner would be the Cavaliers Stadium, and then the southeast corner would be the parking lot for all 3 of the other stadiums. And once you go 3 blocks past where the stadiums are, all that shit looks like back alley Mississippi.
Damn. Back alley Mississippi.
Man, this city, the country is. I drove to Cleveland, the fucking ticket I met off MySpace. This is two stories about 10 years back, a little bit more. And I drove there, and all I saw were huts, like little wooden houses and city rulers. There are suburbs of Cleveland that people have money in. Don't get it twisted. There's money everywhere. And Cleveland actually makes money in the city. But that's the suburbs, like Cleveland, the county that Cleveland's in, the actual city. And then I went in there, and I never forget she made me pay $30 to go on this fucking Cleveland cruise. And I'm like, cool, because, you know, I'm right there off the lake. And I never forget, I got on the tour boat, and it's supposed to be a tour of Cleveland, and we went out, and once you go straight out from the dock, you see the Cleveland skyline, which is beautiful, all the lights from the stadiums and the stores, but it's only 4 blocks worth of fucking stores. So then the boat turns left, and you at the city dump. And then the boat makes another left, and you're in the middle of Lake Michigan or Ontario, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then the boat makes another left, and you're at the fucking project. And then the boat makes another left, and you're right back where you started in all the glitz and glamour. And this tour goes on for 4 hours, so that's a bunch of circles. You know how many times I saw the projects, the dumpsters, you know what I'm saying, in the water? Like, I was like, this is Cleveland? Like, it was to the point that I went, and then a couple of years later when the Bulls played and Cavaliers and I came over, was like, yo, who goes to Cleveland? Anybody ever think they gonna take the family to Cleveland on vacation? Like Cleveland, city. And he said it, and I'm just crying, laughing. I was like, yo, this is something that people that visited Cleveland, only people that visited could understand. Like you understand why Cleveland is talking to think on the lake. There's no doubt in your mind once you go to Cleveland. Like, okay.
I didn't know it was that bad. I thought they had I thought it was a decent city, but it kind of makes sense now that like when J.R. Smith, when he came to the Cavaliers, they were joking, like or at least media was saying like, are you gonna miss the club life of New York? And he's like, yeah, I'll adjust. But that must have been a tough adjustment going from New York and all them stunners to Cleveland.
I'm not. Everybody has the trade-off is this. You go to a place like Cleveland or there's many cities. Cleveland's the city, but let's just talk prices. So you go to a Waterloo, Iowa, or Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or somewhere small, which are beautiful cities, by the way, but the cost of living is cheap. Or Cleveland, which is a city, but the cost of living is cheap. And I know people in Cleveland like, man, who's wrong to them? Oh, my bad, Cleveland. But y'all know what that is. Anyway, and you realize that the drinks are cheaper, the entry to the parties is cheaper. There's less to do, so the sex is more plentiful because people have sex because they're bored and there's more entertainment. Like you find a way to entertain yourself.
Yeah.
You notice all the things that are missing when you get there, like, there's the buses and the hooters. Like, there's certain things you miss, but you can live without them.
Yeah.
You just have to collect baby mama because they ain't nothing else to do.
But that Cleveland segue was just an interesting observation that it started with how you were saying that if the place has an NFL city, then the majority of teachers are either going to be women or gay men.
But they are. Because somewhere along the line, here's what I believe. Because I don't want to tell a problem. Everybody can tell you a problem.
Yeah.
But I also offer solutions, right? Because I'm a student of history. And all answers are in history. Because your future is in your past. Everything cycles, right?
Yeah.
So initially, and we go back to the former standard. Initially, school was run by men.
Yeah.
In a red schoolhouse, right? People had a barn and eventually became a schoolhouse, and you heard about the red schoolhouse, where one teacher teaches you from kindergarten to 10th grade or 6th grade or whatever the case may be. Actually, 6th grade, because back then all you knew was 6th grade education. So they'll teach you for 7 years from kindergarten to 6th grade. And then their whole purpose was to teach you enough reading, writing, and arithmetic that you wouldn't literally use the farm. Because you're looking at a situation where the banks and other people, they would try to come in and take the farm with you instead of the paperwork. So they have to make sure that their kids, by 12, 13 years old, knew enough not to move the farm. Literally.
Yeah.
I've been in college algebra classes where he pulled out sixth grade math books from 1890 that was more advanced than what we were doing on a collegiate level. Because they had to know more than this. The compound factors, the interest rates, the compounding interest, how much things are per acre, per square foot, per yard, like all the conversions, so people couldn't ship it, so they wouldn't make the fast.
Well, is that the solution? Is bringing back that type of schooling? I mean, you were talking about an academy. Is that part of the solution?
I believe that's the beginning of the solution. Yes. I believe that when you go to anywhere, once you leave your parents' home, you have to understand what they did to you. Public school was invented by a gay dude, right? I can't think of his name. You can Google it. I can't recall his name, but you can Google it. Public school was invented by, so was the Boy Scouts, by the way. The Boy Scouts was invented by three gay dudes, two from England and one from Texas, and they had the first Boy Scout ship in Texas.
Oh, damn.
Because they wanted to get little boys in the forest.
Oh, shit.
Public school was started by a pedophile, a gay pedophile, who made a system to get the kids away from their parents. I'm not saying they were taking all the kids, but I am saying that the system was developed in order to get the kids away from their fathers, because it was the men of the community who taught the classes from kindergarten to sixth grade. And you're all in one class, so you all have different duties and homework and all that based on your aptitude. But it was men teaching kids, right?
Yeah.
So then once the little liberal gay pedophile dude started the public school system, started integrating women as an opportunity of a job. Because you have to understand that the easiest way to get men away from the kids is, well, before now, not as a Jews, of course, but we're talking in the Reformation times, right?
Yeah.
Is war. Is war. So when the men go to war, women have to take over the duties that the men had before they went to war, right?
Yeah.
So around the mid 1910s, so let's say 1914, 1915, whatever, when America was gearing up to go to World War I, they started integrating the women as teachers, and it just stuck. Like, people think this is natural. Female teachers are not natural. It's not. But that's what they started doing, to the point now that you think that teaching is a profession for women and gaming. That's how deeply it's ingrained in American culture, right?
Yeah, become part of us. But is it like, I think men are a better teacher, but I was wondering if women are better suited for certain age. Before 8 and 9.
No. Hell no. Women are suited from birth until 2 years old. As a matter of fact, 90% of the world still, until 100 years ago, until around that time, around the 1920s, around the women's reformation age, women didn't have custody of kids. The kids belonged to the father. You can look at movies like Gone with the Wind that were cast in that time. The movies were filmed in like 1926, but they were historical movies for that day, right?
Yeah.
And I don't remember the movie, but I remember this part because it's my father's favorite part of the movie, and he always stresses it. And there was a guy in there, he was talking to another guy, he was like, I got 6 daughters. And the other guy was like, that's great, you got 6 kids. He said, no, daughters. I have 6 daughters. Because in his mind, he has to figure out, he has to find 6 men that he can give his daughters away to. That's what giving away is when you go to weddings. It's a father knowing that his daughter's a toddler, and she's under his protection, and you choose the man that you're going to give your daughter away to give her his protection. So all those happened because men had custody of the kids. When women got default custody, then you started especially seeing education. Here's the thing. The first 10 years of your life are the most impactful years of your life, right?
First 2 years?
10. First 10 years. Everything that you are, you learn between birth to 10, 11 years old. Everything. And all those things that you were then manifested to what you became at 15 and 16, right? Because 15 and 16 is when you gain knowledge of self. That's when you kind of start smelling yourself, right? Whatever you were at 10 manifested to what you were at 16, your hobbies, your interests, but you just had the opportunity to go out without your parents and explore them on your own, right?
Yeah.
And whatever you were at 16, you are now. You're just a very refined version of that. If you work 2 jobs at 16, you're a hard worker now. If you play video games, you have an Xbox 4 now. If you know what I'm saying? You're just a better version of you at 16. Whoever you were at 16 was developed between birth and 10. So if all of you're surrounded by is women from birth to 10, you're bitch made.
Damn.
I say that literally because I have a friend of mine, we all grew up with our dad, and we say, man, the difference between being man-made and being bitch-made. You're raised by your dad, you're man-made. You're about women, you're bitch-made. There's no way you can go around it. Now, there are guys who were raised by their mothers who broke away from their mothers and went and found outside male influences, so they're still man-made, but it was because they were made outside their home. So you can still be man-made and become a single parent.
Yeah.
But it's based on the influences that you have. But you have a default influence when your dad is in the house, right?
Yeah.
So you have these kids who, because none of these bitches want to be parents. They just don't want men to be fathers. No, they don't want to be mothers, though. So very few of them, like maybe 10%. So once you're born, the first thing you want to do is what? Find you a babysitter. Some babysitters won't even take you until you potty train. So they look for babysitters that take you pre-potty training, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they got to work any time or whatever. It's just bullshit. They get that 6-month bereavement, and by 6 months they're already looking for somebody for the state to pay to take care of you.
Yeah.
So you go from a woman, your mother, who's supposed to be sucking that titty, but you know, that make a titty saggy, so she don't want to feed you what the food God made specifically for you. So you know, now you don't smell like an instrumental shit, or maybe love you enough to get a breast pump, and then she ships you to another woman, right?
Yeah.
Now you're at the babysitter, and you're bonding with the babysitter. So now it's almost like you have 2 mothers. You have the babysitter, and then whatever girl the babysitter got around. And I'm not saying all babysitters have ill people around you. I'm not saying that at all. Most of them are good in what they do, but they all got kids because they're babysitters.
Yeah.
So if they have daughters or nieces or whatever that's helping them out, plus all the other little kids that they're babysitting. They got this senior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got this woman who's a maternal figure, plus you have your mother. Then you leave the babysitter and they put you in preschool, which is another woman. Then first, second, third, fourth grade, more women. You don't meet your first male teacher until you're in 5th grade, which is probably gym or something like that. And by then though, you're 10 years old. 5th grade, you're 10 years old, 10, 11 years old. And you have no concept on how to take authority from a man.
Yeah, no concept, and you haven't seen the examples or heard them or anything. Yeah, no concept, no touch with that. Out of touch.
And even worse than that, girls do the most bipolar shit. So now you're around women whose entire objective is for you not to embarrass them, right? There are no lessons. There's just punishments for you embarrassing her. If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense that a lot of, like female teachers and effeminate teachers are more concerned with being embarrassed than teaching the lesson.
You're acting out. There are a lot of kids who attention is the same when you're 5. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. Attention is attention. So you have no emotional control, which comes into you onto your father. And most women can't teach, which is ironic because they're all teachers. Let's put the answers in the back of the book. But they can't teach because there's no, to teach means you have to have forward thinking, right? When you get a book, there's 60 chapters in your book. You might not get through all 60 in the school year, but there's 60 chapters, and chapter 2 builds on chapter 1. Chapter 3 builds on chapter 2, but it's in a book.
Yeah.
In life, you have to see that. I have to understand 3, 6, 12 stages ahead. So I understand where you are in your development right now, but I also understand why I want you to be in 12 steps. So that takes forward thinking. Girls don't forward think. Girls think immediate gratification. This is what I want right now. Or this is what the lesson says right now. And then we'll get to the next lesson. They think one step, then one step, then one step. They don't think 12 steps, but I'm going to reduce it and keep it a steady pace. They think 100-meter dash. They don't think 26-kilometer marathon.
Huh. That's pretty interesting, and it kind of goes to what you were talking about earlier with or what you just said, immediate gratification and immediate the vision, as though being forward thinking and being immediately narrow vision, farsighted versus nearsighted.
Right. You come down to immediate gratification. So, almost to the point that even when you not only immediate gratification, but then you also have to get into the theory of zero. And I'm going to bring all this back to Chicago Public Schools, but then you have to go back to the theory of zero. Do you know the theory of zero, sir?
Theory of zero, well, mathematically, or
the theory of zero societally, socially, interaction.
No.
The theory of zero is when you're dealing with a toddler, they want to see you at zero. Because to them, you having nothing is equality. Right? So, if you're negative 50 cents, they'll take care of you. You homeless, they'll move you in, put some soap on you, get your hair cut, let you live with them.
Damn.
They'll give you 50 cents. They'll bring you up to zero. And they got $1. Right? So, as long as they feel that they have $1 and you have zero, you need them. But women don't work off me. Women work off women. So they don't even have the concept of need, but they know that you need them. You're dependent on them, like a child.
Yeah.
But they will always keep you at zero. You try to get a job, they'll fuck it up. You try to, move around, talk to your friends, they'll compensate. They'll always try to disrupt you to keep you from flourishing because they got you at negative 50 cents. So they need you to stay around zero at the best so you don't get more than them and think that you're better than them and leave them. That's the whole purpose of them leaving you with nothing, right?
Yeah.
The flip side is they find you with $1. Now their job is to take 75 cents from you so that you may be able to keep a quarter, but you had $1. Now she has 75 cents of your $1 plus her $1. So she's at $1.75 while you're at 25 cents, and she leaves you with that little quarter and says, "Well, I could do better than myself."
That is kind of interesting that they talk about ain't shit dudes. A lot of these women complain about ain't shit dudes, but that's who a lot of guys get. Those guys get to have children. Those guys that don't have much that are in the negatives, they get brought up to around zero. Those are.
That's not. A lot of times they knock them down to zero. Also, you have to take them to that extent. Also, a lot of times they knock them down. It's 50-50. Sometimes they take them with 50 cents. Sometimes they take them at $1 and drop them down to a quarter. But either way, if he has nothing, he has nothing because of her. And when I say that, I mean that because, once again, we're back to teamwork, right?
Yeah.
If we're a team, My job is to make sure you have something. Okay, let me put it in man terms. Let me mansplain it, right?
Yeah.
If I'm broke and I go on the block and I say, look guys, I'm fucked up. I'm broke, right?
Yeah.
The people who have more than I do, regardless what their hustle is, whether they sell drugs, whether they work at the theater, whether they own a car wash, they're going to say, as a man, you should never be broke. If I sell dope, I'll give you this dope. You bring me back 70 cents, you keep 30 cents off a dollar.
Yeah.
And then when you do that one time, right? Maybe twice, they'll say, look, I'll front you something. And you bring me back my money, and whatever you buy, I'll double it. I'll front you whatever you buy, right? That helps you grow quicker, but it also helps them keep you in their pocket because you gotta come back because you always owe them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it helps everybody, teamwork.
It helps everybody because you stay in their pocket. And they're not cheating you on anything. They just keeping you, they're advancing you a payment. And you gotta bring that money back. And if you want to get out their pocket, that means you need to double the money because you need to pay them what you owe plus whatever you're going to get. So, but if you double up, you out their pocket and everything's free and clear. If you, I think it's a job at the theater, you're still in their pocket because you had nothing. So they got you the job, and after you got hired off their referral, then they have to front you the money to get to work for 2 or 3 weeks until you get your first check. So you're still in their pocket. So even after you pay them back, you're indebted. They may not want money. You may have to buy lunch. You may have to play wingman with the ugly chick. But you owe them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you, same thing with the car wash. If I give you a job at the car wash and I say, well, listen, I'm only going to pay you $1 a car, but you have to work for tips, like a waiter or anybody else that works in the service industry. And you get money, you can leave me at any time, but I gave you this opportunity, so if you're smart, you will stick with me, and I teach you, when I franchise out, I'll teach you how to run the whole joint so that you can expand and you can move around and do your own thing on an entrepreneurial spirit. Because you came in as an entrepreneur. You came in working for tips. Nothing more entrepreneur than that.
Yeah.
When guys see you, when they embrace you, they cut you, they show you love. They put you in a position to win. Now there's always going to be people that you coming up too fast in the world, or whatever the case may be. But at the initial core, in the beginning, they want you to win. They want you to get off your knees and get on your feet like a man, right?
Yeah.
When you're with a woman, it's the reverse. She wants you on your knees. The same position you'll be in if you propose. She needs you on your knees.
In submission.
You ever heard that old slogan, don't buy a glove, don't buy anybody a pair of shoes with their walk after life?
Don't buy anybody a pair of shoes of what?
Because they'll walk after life.
Damn.
It's an old southern phrase. But I found it to be true though. But yeah. Same vibe. So if you're on your feet, you have the ability to walk away. Why do you think that the most women like men on parole? Because they have somebody they can call to make sure she wins every fight. It's hard to deal with a guy who doesn't need you. It's easy to deal with a guy who lives with you, and when you get mad, you wake up at 2 in the morning and say you had a dream he was cheating, but it felt real because the woman intuition and kick him out in the street. They know where to go. It changes when you have that 2 a.m. dream and you're in his house, and all you can do is just look at him while he's sleeping. He still don't know what's going on because you don't have any leverage. It takes away the control.
Yeah, society seems to work better when men have leverage when women operate in submission versus the opposite.
Indeed, because when men, the worst thing that they can say is happy wife, happy life, because women are never happy. When men are happy, everyone's happy. The kids are happy. She's happy for, as long as she can be happy, because women's happiness is external. So she needs to suck your happiness. They're like vampires. Women's happiness is external. It's in fashion. It's in shopping. It's in their kids. It's never in them. You never heard a woman say, I'm happy with me. They're always happy with something external. Men can be happy doing absolutely nothing. Al Bundy, watching TV, scratching his balls. Totally happy.
Content.
Content. At peace. Because men are boring creatures. We're very predictable, very boring creatures. We don't need external excitement. Especially the older you get.
Don't need external excitement when you have internal contentment.
Exactly. Because at some point you find out what you like. That's that 16-year-old boy. You find out if you like bowling, skating, fishing, if you don't like fishing. You understand what you are. Not only who you are, but what you are. And you gravitate toward things that you like. And you stay away from things you don't like. Because that's half the battle of finding things you like. Just avoiding things you don't like. When you look at the type of shows that men like action flicks because of some crazy banana stuff. They're like, oh my God, alpha males. And then they like comedy.
Action and comedy.
Action and comedy. You look at women, their favorite is horror flicks. Zombie movies, vampire. And then their second is romance, which is crazy as fuck. You go straight from zombies to romance. But that's what they like.
I know one thing I've seen is that violence and horrors go together. That's just one thing I've seen. Women are great fight promoters. They're great at having two men, battle or two groups of them.
They are, but that's just part of it. Chaos. They just like chaos. But horror and action are different in this element. Action, it's fantastic, but you're like, it could happen. It's very unlikely. Rambo is very unlikely.
Yeah.
Terminator is very unlikely, but it could happen. It's just enough sci-fi believability in it. You know there's no werewolves. You know there's no vampires. You know what I'm saying?
Besides the metaphorical ones, besides the allegorical vampires at least.
Right. So it's more about fantasy. But there's nothing wrong with any type of genre, but I'm just saying that guys like to go wild and guys like to laugh.
Go wild and laugh. Well, women like to be scared and be sexualized.
Yeah. So even to that extent, go back to the public school. So you're looking at a situation where your 10 most prominent leaders, you've been very relevant. 10 most prominent leaders. All your lessons are lessons of confusion and chaos.
Yeah. And just by their nature, just by, it still ties in with the public schools. If you're being raised by these people, by women for the first 10 years, when it's traditionally been men after 2 and 3 years old. And so you're being raised by people that have if they have an attraction to certain things, they have an attraction to chaos and drama.
There are things that guys do, that boys do, that are natural, that women don't like. They got the term terrible twos specifically for boys. They never say terrible twos about girls. If girls do something energetic, they say she's a tomboy. Specifically, boys learn through touching. They don't learn to read. They don't learn through reading and stories. They learn by exploration. So you may look up and your 2-year-old son has figured out how to climb up the countertop to open the cabinet and trying to do a backwards flip off the countertop with his cup so he can get some juice at 2, 3 years old. We're like, oh my God, he's just terrible. He's a killer. He just runs around climbing on furniture and jumping on beds. But that's a natural progression. But what women will do is try to beat him out of it or shame him out of it or punish him out of it. And it's natural.
Wow. These boys aren't getting their natural progression.
They're not going through natural progression. When you see girls, then, well, not now because all these chicks want to be men. But when you see a feminine girl and they have tea parties and they bake cakes in the easy bake ovens and they have all these stories of fantasy and fear, that's their natural progression. You see a boy the same age, boys play with dolls too, but we call them action figures, but we bang them next to each other, like bang, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? It's like war. Trucks crashing, like it's loud.
Action. It's like cars chasing away, jumps. It's the same stuff you're doing at the, when you're older, but just on a smaller scale.
Same thing. So you look at, even when you look at parents, you see how men and women parent differently. Women want kids to be quiet, jumping on the bed, banging on the walls, yelling too much. Be quiet. Men don't care about noise. Men get nervous when you are quiet. Like, what y'all doing in there? But it's natural for men because we got to block out women because women never stop talking. So men block out everything that's white noise, but when the noise stops, they have to know what's happening.
Oh, wow.
Women hear everything. Women hear everything, and it's like needles in her head. So she needs quiet so she can use her voice because the only voice she wants to hear is hers.
Oh, dang. Huh. I wonder if that plays into, like, how people like to sleep, whether with fans, the white noise preference. Is that more of a masculine thing or feminine?
When I can't sleep for everybody. Like, I know that I can't sleep with TV or radio. I can sleep with white noise with a fan or, the window open.
AC.
But I can't sleep with voices.
Yeah.
Like, yo, who's coming up in here? Like, or whatever's on TV will become my dream. And I'm like, yo, this is a stupid dream. Why am I dreaming something? And next thing you know, I'm up at 2:30 in the morning and I can't go back to sleep. And now I'm mad.
Yeah.
Because I like to sleep with my own thoughts. But everybody's different. But I never slept with TV. My father wouldn't allow me to have a TV in my room when I was young.
Oh, wow.
And that's
Smart.
He was like, yo, you can take this book. I had a little Donald Duck night light. He was like, yo, you can read the book under this night light till you go to sleep, but you're going to be watching TV. But I understood, though, now that I'm grown, like, yo, do it my bedtime. Everything that happened after my bedtime, the TV programs were probably too mature for me after that. So he probably did right. But flip side, I know a lot of people who do go to sleep and never turn the TV off. So
Yeah.
But I also see that they never have their own thoughts either.
Oh, wow. They have programmed thoughts, a lot of those people?
The best time to program thoughts is in your REM, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. That's why people put you to sleep and make you cluck like a chicken. The best time to program is in your REM.
Oh, wow. I do find that interesting. I guess my dad and my grandfather were able to fall asleep with the TV on.
To be fair, though, he didn't have a TV in his childhood, so they didn't have TVs. They had radios. And radios, they were really, really PG back then. So.
No, but that's a good point about, like, the schooling, the education system that's like we have today. And beyond getting outside of the West, I think a school has to be made. And I'm getting my doctorate right now, and that's one of the few motivations for, beyond just completing the thing. I would use it for that. I would use my doctorate to be a principal or to be an administrator.
Here's the thing with that. This is how useless a teacher's degree is. So then it becomes concerned about the money they don't make. You can go online and take an online certification course to become a teacher.
Yeah.
You don't need 6-8 years of studying.
Oh, I didn't. Well, I didn't do
Online.
this. I didn't do this for. I mean, I know you're talking generally, but I didn't do like the degree for them. I didn't.
No, that's not what I'm saying, sir. I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is this. For everyone who's complaining about school,
Yeah.
school is a very optional thing. You can have absolutely no training and purchase a home school kit and have your kid graduate from high school from his living room. School is just a structure, for it to be indoctrinated.
Oh wow.
The thing about school is to socialize you with other people, but the socialization is a thing. So to start your own school, what I'm saying is you don't need much. You don't need people with doctorates and master's degrees. You just need people who are certified and dedicated and that can follow the curriculum. Every state already has their own curriculum, and there's a federal curriculum. When you think about it, who does the after school and the weekend detention? The gym teacher. But they don't want to help you with your homework when you're in there.
Oh, the gym teacher.
The gym teacher, the janitor, somebody. They don't have a teacher's degree. They just happen to be the only male at school.
Yeah.
Which brings it back to the 1900s. So the red schoolhouse was a place that you brought all the kids, which were at the time it was mostly boys.
Yeah.
They let girls come to an extent, but it was mostly boys because the boys were supposed to, patriarchs.
Yeah. Girls are doing
girls
homely duties. They're doing stuff at home with mom.
Right. They can come in and learn how to read, write, and count. They get basic lessons, but when it came down to higher lessons, more involved lessons, it was just the boys.
Yeah.
Women didn't like that. They thought it was the education that made the boys better than them, but it was really just the boys better. Just better. So, what ended up, that sounded very misogynist, but I don't take it back. So,
I think it can sound less misogynistic, or at least one way I would qualify that statement if I was going to say it, is I would just like use the percentage. Like you can even make it up, but like, you can even say I would estimate.
Here's the thing, when it comes to thinking, right, men are just better thinkers. I qualify this by saying, I qualify that by saying, if you ask a woman, she'll tell you about her feelings. You can't think and feel at the same time. You just can't. Because growth is going through your feelings, right? If you ever worked out, you have to get through your comfort zone, get past the feeling of discomfort, and find a second wind and keep going. But that's mental fortitude.
Yeah.
That's why you see men training together, but you see women with a trainer. Because they need somebody to inspire them. Men compete with each other like, you won't outdo me, and they find their own second wind.
Huh. Yeah, men's sports is so much more united. I know one thing I saw was like a soccer game. This friend of mine got hurt, and I just remember looking at all her teammates, and no one gave a fuck. And she got like kicked pretty hard. She's down, and like even the trainer takes like a minute to get out there.
Let me preface what I'm going to say next by saying I love boys. No homo, no pedo.
Yeah.
I love boys because I'm one of those men who remember being a boy. I remember selling taffy apples in 3rd grade. I remember the Boy Scouts. I remember my, applying for high schools in 7th grade. I remember how I felt the first time I went out on varsity to play football. I remember those things. So I remember my development from who I was to the man that I am. I remember it. I didn't have a childhood that was so fucked up that I blacked it out and just missing I was just born and I'm 26 years old. Like, it's okay. It's a lot of guys out here like that though.
That's because the mama wouldn't let him play. Mama was
Because mom was a terrorist, but they loved him. They had Stockholm syndrome.
I love
They blocked Stockholm. Right. It was really something like. Those are the best. I remember being 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
And everybody else was talking about they can't wait to be grown. And I'm like, shit, I'm sweet, man. I'm ready for everything. Like, I don't ever want to grow up, man. Like, it's sweet. I remember at 13, I was very cognizant of my position in life.
Yeah.
You know? So.
That is funny, though, that people just always want to go to the next thing. Even when people are, like, ready to die, they're like, oh, I just can't wait to die. It's like, oh, dude, are you sure? Like, well, we just hold on to this for a little bit longer. I know it hurts.
Just give it a while. So, see if something happens. You might win a lottery, right? Hold on for a minute, right? But I remember it. So when I see these boys, when I see these young boys, I say to myself, if I cuff him at 11, if I show him love at 11, I won't have to kill him at 16 when he tries to carjack me.
Yeah.
So I have a real affinity for boys. I don't really care for girls past 12. My dad told me something, because I already had this with him, but my dad told me something. He said, females are great from birth to about 11. Then when they get their period, they just go crazy, and then they get cool again at menopause. And I was like, man, I'm not old enough to be with girls with menopause yet, so I'm just stuck with crazy chicks. He was like, live long enough.
I always have loved, like, 35-year-old women. Even as a child, I remember having just, great conversations with women that were past their prime.
I don't know, 35 not past it.
Well, I mean, like, these were white women. Some of these, they might...
Oh, yeah. Good for past their prime, but they still had period. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, not that funny. But I think they're slowing down. I think the craziness, I think like the crazy scale, it just like, it has different fluctuations in it. So when a girl is like, has her hormones pumping, and then like, she's getting attention, then that's just like a really tough combination. And if there's no regulation, like on like, the attention she receives because the father won't say anything or father's not there, and that's even just, worse with like those kind of controls. But I think like, they reduce their craziness after like, 26. I think they kind of calm down.
No, they don't reduce their craziness. They just master it. Like I said, when you were 16, you're just a better version of that.
Oh.
At 16, they would brush your car windows immediately. At 26, they'll wait 6 months to set you up for a fake rape or something. But they feel crazy. But here's what happened. My uncle told me this. I was 18 years old, 18, 19 years old, and my entire purpose in life was to get out my parents' spirit. I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, shit. So, like everybody, I'm like, I'm ready to go. And they were hindering me from leaving, so I'm trying to find all kinds of alternative ways to leave. And my uncle had a couple, my dad's brother. He says, you come from good stuff. You were raised right. So no matter how far you travel, you'll always come back to your roots. And then he gave me this long story about Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. I said it was cool. It said Larry Bird is the best player of his position because he has mastered the fundamentals. Pass, jump, shoot. You know what I'm saying? He's always in the right position. He always thinks 3 moves ahead, so he knows where he's going to pass the ball before you pass it. So he's not fast. He's got hella skills, hella blocks. Yeah. You always know what you're going to do before you do it. He said Larry Bird is the best fundamental. He has the best fundamentals ever in basketball. He said Michael Jordan is spectacular because he has athletic ability, plus he has the best fundamentals in football ever. So he had everything Larry Bird had, plus athletic ability.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Mike special. He said there's a lot of athletic people, there's a lot of fundamental people, but very few have both. And he said, but he said when Michael Jordan runs his trouble, he falls back into the triangle offense. The triangle offense isn't there to calm Mike down, because Mike is Mike. The triangle offense is there to calm the role players down so they know what they need to be when Mike can't be Mike.
Huh.
You know, when they're doing the Jordan rules and triple teaming and throwing them out the air, and he has to pass the ball, they know what they need to do and what they need to be. That's what the system is for. It's not for the star. It's for the role players.
Oh, wow. The system is not for the star. The system is for the role player.
Such is life. You can be the smartest, the most charismatic, the richest. The system is not for you. The system is for everybody else that wants to associate with you so they know what they need to be. That's why men believe in hierarchy. That's why men defer. That's why we were talking about this other day, me and my friend, about unofficial block captains, right? Because you can go on any block in any city USA, right? There is a guy on most blocks, not every block, but on most blocks,
Yeah.
who has so much respect that people don't do things because of him. They don't litter in front of his house.
Yeah.
Whatever people he brings on the block, they embrace, like, if he brought them, you good people, so they must be good people, so you know you're going to bring those foul people around us.
Yeah.
And when you are a man of quality, when you are a man of principle, when you're no means no, fuck what some yeses are. You're no means no.
Yeah.
And you stand on that no. And you're not budging from that no. You're not going. They can't say you no pussy, no tacos, no money, you're not going. And people know that. They respect you for being you, and they respect everything that you bring to the table. Because they know you're a man of quality.
And that quality raises the behavior in an area. Like you said, they won't litter in that area. They won't litter at his house. People just act different when there's a man of quality in the vicinity.
They respect you. There are people now who are in their late 20s, early 30s who remember me when they were 6, 7 years old, and I was like 15. And they like, you've been watching you make moves your whole life. And I'm like, damn, for real? I didn't know. You're still 6. You don't pay attention to 6-year-olds when you're 15.
Yeah.
But they're paying attention to you. And then time goes on, next thing you know, you 35 and they 26. And they in their prime, but they still pay homage to you. Now you can be home. And they still respect you. Like a secondary, not father figure, but like a big brother or a cool uncle.
Yeah, big toes.
But you work for that your whole life.
Oh,
Whole life.
those seeds that are planted early bear fruit years later.
Right, but you can't get no attention. You were just doing you. It's what you do when you know nobody else, when you don't know people are looking. It's how you conduct yourself when you don't know people are looking. That makes you who you are. Anybody can say for the camera. Anybody can style for the gram. Who are you when you don't think nobody else is looking? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When nobody else is looking, I'm studying. When nobody else is looking, I'm probably playing Candy Crush. When nobody else is looking, I'm chilling. And because I'm a chill person, anybody around me, my aura's chill because I'm comfortable with me. I'm not trying to impress you. I don't care about your good. Look. Most men try to impress women. They spend their whole life trying to impress women, right?
Yeah. Even in school.
It's important to them. Yeah, it's important to them. Here's the whole thing. You get more pussy shit on the bitch. Like, man, girl, your bangs is ugly and your nose is big. That's just playing. What's up with you?
That's pretty funny.
You don't have to change who you are or what you are to please anybody else, because you'll attract people for being what you are. They won't even like you. I've had girls tell me, like, I can't stand you. You ain't shit. You're an asshole. You're arrogant. And I heard that they're good. That's fuck. Like, you don't have to do anything to get a girl. And to be perfectly honest, you don't have to do anything to keep a girl. Girls should be doing something to keep you, because you the prize. You the breadwinner. There's no girl that ever says, you know what, I'm going to go to the club, I'm going to holler at this guy, I'm going to take him out, I'm going to pay a couple of his bills, and he's going to give me some dick, and then I'm going to help him take care of his kids.
That's a really good plot to a movie, though. That's like a fantasy, you know.
That would be a hilarious romantic comedy. But it has to be a comedy because no girl does that.
Oh, yeah.
Girls expect that from men. Girls will come to you and say they like you and tell you to take them out. Like, you're too like me.
Is that all women, or is there any type of dichotomy? Is there any type of split or change within Western women?
That's all. It's all women. But here's the thing: there's a difference between feminist and feminine, right?
Yeah.
Feminist, because women are women. Women act like women. All dogs bark, all fish swim, all women act like women. The difference between feminist and feminine is a feminine woman has tact. The definition of tact is telling somebody they ain't shit and making them say thank you for it because you said it such a way.
Have tact.
Feminine women have tact. Feminine women want to make you to say something. They inspire you to be better. They inspire you to want to entertain them. They inspire you to want them to have your seed because you're like, yo, we're going to keep kids. Like a feminine woman inspires you to do things that are within your character, but you want to do them for her.
Damn.
A feminist demands shit because she feels entitled to it just because she's a girl.
And she's using like masculine strategy, almost masculine energy. Feminine.
Right. So now I feel like I'm being a train. Exactly right. Once upon a time I had to talk about my niece. She still didn't get it, by the way. My niece still didn't get it. But my niece is a doctor.
Yeah.
So, she has a PhD and, bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
What's your degree? You know what her degree is?
Some psychiatry, psychology.
Okay, yeah, you're right, bullshit. Yeah.
And she came to me one day and she said, Uncle, I'm looking for a black guy to match me. She said, I don't see any black guys in my doctorate programs. You know what I'm saying? I just want to do that's a doctor like me who got money, he's handsome, he got a BMW or something, he's pretty cool, he wants for the family. And I said, number one, whatever man you're supposed to have, you left an undergrad. He said, men don't like going to school, especially for dumbass degrees.
Yeah.
I said, number two, you fucked up because you did the black girl shit, and every other ethnicity of woman goes to college to find a man. Black women go to college so they won't need him. So you wanted to be in a position that you were the man of the relationship. Now you're looking for a man to be more man than you. But all the men that are more man than you, when a bitch who can't read that is the hostess at Hooters because she knows how to make them feel special. I'm like, yo, I can teach you how to catch a whale, but that's not what you want to be. Because, once again, it's my niece, so she's my sister's child. My sister can catch a whale. My sister catches whales.
Whales?
She catches whales.
Oh.
She's a whale catcher. She doesn't catch guppies. She catches whales.
Oh, wow.
She catches dudes 7, 8 figures.
Oh,
I
damn.
think the broke NBA players, NFL players, like she catches whales.
Damn.
But my niece doesn't want to be like her mother because she feels like her mother's indebted to the dude. And I'm trying to explain to her, like, shit, everything costs.
Yeah.
If all she gotta do is suck a dick and shut the fuck up to be part of $1 million enterprise, that's a small price to pay. Girls doing that for $40.
Yeah. If she can smile along and just, gut it out.
My niece can't get it. She can't get it because she's too strong and independent. So I'm steady telling that for women. I'll never call you doctor. You'll always be me because I know you before you were a doctor. I said that I do understand everybody that knows you from this day forth will call you doctor because that's the status you're at when you met.
Yeah.
I said, but I understand where you're trying to go with this, and I also know it's not going to work. But because I love you, I'm not going to roast you. Instead, once you admit it didn't work, I'll buy my niece her first cat.
Oh. Oh, damn.
So that's the scenario. When I see non-black girls in college, I've been in college.
Yeah.
You're in college. When I see non-black girls in college, they're all sitting to junior year. They get their associate's degree. They send this all the way to their associate's degree. They marching through the campus with signs talking about women's rights and we should be able to pee in boys' bathrooms, all types of dumb shit. But when it gets closer toward their graduation degree, all of a sudden, all the cute girls in the athletes' dorms trying to tutor the athletes so they can couple football players, or they're in the engineering dorms trying to get tutored by the engineers so they can flirt with somebody who will eventually get a job in corporate America. And they're all looking for husbands. It's a lot of women who were getting trained on them first year of college and ended up marrying one of the dudes that ran the train on her.
Damn.
When they graduated from college. It's a lot of them.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody else gets serious. They come into college trying to explore themselves, and then they shed the toddler and become an adult. You know what I'm saying? Typically what they say, as a child, I thought as a child, but as an adult, I put away my toys. They put away their toys.
Yeah.
It's still just as crazy. It's still just as malicious. There's 2 white girls that walk around the track every day at the geese. On their lunch break, they walk around the parking lot. They walk in circles around the parking lot on their lunch break. The whole hour, they just walking in circles. So they think they're trying to get fit because now they're 30 and they missed the college husband. So now they're trying to stay fit and they kissing ass to find a husband for corporate America. And they'll tell you if you listen to them because they're not interested in you. They'll tell you like, yeah, whatever they like, I like to until I get that ring and then I'm showing who I really am. And they will subdue who they are for 2-3 years to achieve a goal. So that's conniving as hell. So they're still conniving, they just mastered it. It took them a little bit longer to master it. They had to get out of college before they mastered it. But now they hitting 30 and they mastered it. When you're dealing with fathers, they're perpetual fathers their whole life, so they never get it. It doesn't matter what job, because none of these jobs pay them, but they don't do shit. They don't know shit.
Yeah. It's not very high skill. And
Right.
I like what you were talking about with that, your niece, that you said, you weren't going to call her doctor, because, did she ask you to, or?
She did not. I introduced it because I was like, yo, I understand, because I want her to understand.
Yeah.
That your whole degree is in trying to figure out how other people think. That's what psych is. Psych means mind. Your whole degree is in trying to figure out how people think and how their behavior impacts their lives. That's your fucking degree. But here you are talking to your uncle and I'm schooling you about how people behave. Because what they don't teach her is, like they teach her all the form. It's like when I said I went to college and they taught me all these formulas on how to do business. And I was like, no, I learned this on the block. Motherfuckers give you $100 worth of shit. You keep 30, you give them back 70. It's consignment. I mean, it's commission. And if I buy one and they front one, that's consignment. The only thing college taught me was how to make a pie chart to the shit the block taught me. Like, man, like this whole 4-year degree could have been done in 2 afternoons at a session. You know what I'm saying? I learned this shit at 16, 17 years old. Now he got me in college. And he's gonna stretch this out for 4 years? It's dumb shit. But it goes back to you have a psych degree and but you can't figure out that all men want is to get this big stuff, mix fry some shit and shut the fuck up. You can't do those 3 things. Because you got a degree, so you can't cook. And then you want to be heard, so you can't shut the fuck up. I don't know if she said this, but you need all 3. You can't, because 1 out of 3, that's 33%. That's an F. You need all 3.
Oh, damn. You can't just be 2 out of 3? I think most is accept 2 out of 3 still. They give a
2 out of 3 is 66. 2 out of 3 is 66%. That's a D. A D is barely passing until I find a motherfucker that can get an A and catch this Rhodes Scholarship.
Oak University trying to offer this Rhodes Scholarship to an outstanding student?
Because what's important is my happiness. Because when I'm happy, everybody's happy. When I'm happy, I buy the bar. When I'm happy, I take the kids to Disneyland. When I'm happy, everybody's happy. When she's happy, everybody's miserable. The kids are miserable, you miserable, the neighbors is miserable, everybody's fucking miserable. You go outside with this funky bitch, the patrons at Walmart miserable because they gotta listen to this dumb bitch say shit that she don't fucking know, she's reckless. Nobody's happy when she's happy. Not even her. Because her happiness is so fleeting because it's external. So you have to feed off my happiness for you to be happy, bitch. So that moment that you was happy that you made me unhappy, now you're soaking off my happiness and you blame me for being unhappy and fucking up your happiness that I gave you in the first fucking place. But when I'm happy, everybody's happy.
That's a good philosophy. Yeah, that's a good rationale.
Because my thing is, for you to be happy, I have to work. Bitches don't have to do nothing but lay on their back. They don't even have to moan. They don't have to do shit to be sleep. So one leg go fall asleep. They don't have to do shit. Guys, in order for a girl to be happy, guys have to work. Guys got to cut the grass, pay the bills, you know what I'm saying? Always be there for emotional, psychological support. Be a problem solver. You know what I'm saying? Have a great network. Protect the motherfucker. 90% of protection is prevention. That means I got to know all my neighbors. So my neighbors see like, yo, there's a dirty folks girl and his kids. They cool. Give them a pass. I got to do all this shit. For you to not do nothing but throw one leg up and tell me what the fuck you want. So you need to make me feel good about giving you what you want. So I have to be happy. So I'm like, yo, I want you to feel happy too because you made me feel happy. Or at least you let me be happy. Because can't nobody make you happy. People gonna make you unhappy. Can't nobody make you happy. Happiness is internal. But you didn't fuck up my happiness. So here, take this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of getting on my nerves and think you're gonna get it out of entitlement so you can get away from me, and now you're programmed to have negative behavior, thinking negative behavior will get you away just so you can get away from me. That's not gonna last too long. Instead, make me happy so I'm happy. You don't even have to get away from me. We'll go together so you can collect your external happiness as a group, as a couple.
But that's that goes back to just the idea of teaching. And that, so many women nowadays have such a poor, indoctrination. They use negative behaviors rather than positive behaviors that could really make men, express their characters that they have inside, express the ability and manifest some things and, spend some money on these women or get things done or, be a good team. But women don't understand order because they've been taught not to understand order.
Women have been taught from women. There's nothing a woman can teach another woman that. There's nothing a woman can teach, period. That's going to work out for anybody. Your sons, your daughters, nobody. There's nothing. The fact that I went past the television set maybe 2 or 3 days ago and the view was on, and I just happened to be walking past her like, after this break, we have a list of what girls can wear to make men go crazy. And I'm thinking, as a man, only thing you can wear to make me go crazy is nothing, bitch. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't notice when you change your hairstyle unless you cut it all off. I don't notice when you got new clothes. I don't notice none of that shit. And you know I don't notice. That's why you get mad when I don't notice. But yet and still you gonna say you did it for me. No, bitch. You did it because some stupid bitch told you to do it. Stop listening to this. Listen to me.
Yeah, listen to the patriarch, listen to the man versus listening to women. It's like, I was looking at your quote saying that, like, women listening to women is why they're 8 times more likely to have a cat versus a husband.
If you listen to women, you need to get a woman. Because that's where you get more advice from. I will not go to a surgeon to ask how to drop a motor. I will not go to an auto mechanic to ask how to replace a heart. If I'm looking for a man, I'm going to go for. When I look for a man, because I look for men, let me be better. Everybody needs a man. This goes to the school situation too. Everybody needs a man. Everybody searches for a man. If girls don't have a man, like a father figure, a father, grandfather, a real biological uncle, not the motherfucker that she's fucking if they call him uncle. When girls have a father, they don't search for outside men. Because they know masculine love. They still don't look for a boyfriend because they want a man, but they're not searching for it. They're not, you know what I'm saying? When boys don't have a father, they do the same thing. That's why they join gangs. If they can have other men teach the manhood. It's almost like man training. 11 years old, they join in the clique. Listening to dudes that's 15, that's listening to dudes that's 19. So they listen to all type of wisdom between, if you're 11, your dad should be at least 35, 38, something like that. If you had 17, it'd be 38. So at least 38, maybe 40 if you're 11. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that true? That is not true.
Oh.
11 to a 10 is 28?
No.
At least 28. At least 28. At least 28 or 30 if you're 11.
Yeah.
So you listen, the whole knowledge you got in his 20s when he came into his full manhood. To listen to some little nigga who's 15 sending you off. Because you're looking for a masculine. Everybody wants masculine energy.
Everybody.
When women fuck up is they tell boys that men ain't shit. So boys start hating their own masculine energy. And they tell women that men only want one thing and all men are enemies that could possibly hurt you. They have them scared to sit on their people's laps. They have them scared to look at ice cream trucks. They have them scared to do all this shit. And then when they unleash them on the world, when she gets her trailer bra, they tell them, man, boys only want one thing, blah, blah, blah. And then when she gets her heart broken, this will happen because everybody gets their heart broken. It's part of fucking life. Everybody gets their heart broken. Unless you married your high school sweetheart, everybody's going to catch a heartbreak. But then they turn around and say, I told you niggas ain't shit. And now she's the enemy of men until she's about to reach menopause. She's like, damn, I don't want to bat by myself. But I'm a grandma. And I'm looking for a nigga who want to marry me but don't want no kids of his own because I don't want no more kids. It's no shit. It's just dumb shit. But all that energy came from women. And from effeminate men who was raised by women to be womanized.
Effeminate womanizers.
Yeah. When you hate women, you womanize women. You don't beat them. Men who hate women don't beat women because they don't have emotions enough to care enough to hurt them. You know what I mean? Shoot. They consider sometimes, you know, that her women is emotional. You've been taught your whole life, don't hit girls. So how you gonna hurt them? Emotional.
Huh.
But here's the flip side. Liberal women love a quote unquote emotional man. So they fall into that shit. That's what they want. Then when they find a man, they're like, yo, I ain't telling that shit. Don't do that shit. Shut up, bro. Just sit down somewhere. I got this. They feel disrespected by real masculine energy.
Huh.
But that's because they spent the first 10 years of their life absent of all masculine energy.
Wow. Even when the men are there, a lot of them are effeminate in different ways. You don't always
When I mentor in schools, right? When I mentor elementary schools especially, these kids are loud and unruly. They come to the whatever assembly hall or classroom or wherever, and they just loud and they woo. And I have to show my domination immediately. I can't let shit slide. I'm not going at gunpoint, bro. Like ever. Literally, when they shot me 4 times, I didn't go at gunpoint. I'm fighting while they shoot me. I will not go at gunpoint. Period. So, when they get unruly, I get unruly. I will take off my sports jacket like that and get hold some game and shit like, you these nigga, what? You talking what for? Like, I will, because I need to, because they're so used to, in a school system, whatever men show up are pansy men. They're just soft-spoken. I just want to help, but they don't feel the energy. They don't feel the passion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shorty, I'm wasting my time here, nigga. I came for you. I came, this is out of love, man. This is, you better sit it out, man. I will fuck you up. Like, but they respond to that because that's what they understand.
Yeah. Everyone responds to that.
But here's the thing. The flip side of that is, they're in the same masculine energy, but the flip side of that is they're unruly because the assistant principal is a woman, the teacher's a woman, the counselor's a woman. You said,
Yeah.
The teacher's aide is a woman or a gay dude. So they're just unruly. But once you let the fucking basketball coach walk in there, everybody sit down. Utmost respect for the coach. The symbol of pure alpha male energy, they all sit down.
Yeah, naturally.
That's life. But it's the alpha male energy that women hate because they want to be more man than men, but they can never muster that energy. Because it's a self-confident energy. It's not a macho energy. It's a, I know what I am. I know who I am. I know what I'm here for. I ain't going. But I love you.
Yeah.
It's a paternal energy.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure I listen to this part again because and I'll send you the tape, the audio. It might be big. I'll probably send it, a couple hours. But yeah, I like what you said just then. I'm gonna have to rewind because that's the energy that I want to have for the speech. I'm gonna do the speech. I'm gonna do the Board of Regents speech next week. I missed the last one. I decided not to go, and they kind of fucked me over. But I'm gonna go this time, and I want to have that energy of masculine strength. And then, but I love you. Y'all are fucking up. Y'all are doing terrible. Y'all aren't very good. You're not a good administration, but I love y'all.
But it has to be genuine. It has to be how you really feel. It has to be what's not real.
I love the school, I guess. I don't love them.
Here's the thing. The thing is, you have to know who you are and be comfortable in you. And then whoever you are, make people respect you for who you are, not any macho braggadociousness, just for you. If you mild mannered, make them respect him like, he's just cool. I got friends like that. Like, he's just cool, man. He's mild mannered, he just chill. But we respect him for that. You know what I'm saying? It just has to be authentic, that's all. And it resonates. Donald Trump's a fool, but he was an authentic fool. He got voted into president.
Oh yeah, he is fun. I like Trump. You kind of remind me of Trump a little bit.
Man, I think I do. You know why Trump won? I'll tell you why Trump won.
Why?
Because of masculine energy.
Oh, dang.
Trump won because white women saw a man and gravitated toward a man. And white women voted him in. Trump is not president if 57% of white women didn't vote for him.
Oh, damn.
If you look at the votes, he lost the popular vote. He just won the electoral.
It's white.
He doesn't win those key states. And what's crazy is the percentage of white women that voted for him directly correlates with the percentage of married white women because they understand masculine energy.
Huh. All right. Well, hey, Oak, this is a good conversation, and I'm gonna, I'll send this audio to you when I have Wi-Fi tomorrow, and I'll probably share it through Drive. But I really appreciate this time.
It's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate the sounding board, the back and forth. You made this podcast great, man. You sir, you the MVP.
Oh wow! Oh man, yeah, because you definitely held the whole thing. I felt more like Steve Kerr at the end of the game. They're one of those finals. I had a good shot, or Paxton, or whatever, one of them guys. But I got the last little glory shot. But it was definitely you that made the podcast. I'm looking forward to the second episode, or whatever type of adjustments we need to make after we listen to the audio. What things went well, and what things can go better.
We're gonna make it work out, man. Appreciate you, man.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Oh yeah, well, thank you. All right, later.